my channel, and thank you so much for stopping by if you are new. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a frame for your mirror. I'm going to be doing the one in my bathroom. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I actually redid my bathroom a whole year ago, I think about, and I love the way the space turned out, but I forgot to address the mirror. And if you've seen my mirror, it takes up the entire wall and it's just blah and ugly. So instead of ripping that out and creating a more mess for me and more money for me, because usually mirrors, if you want to go out and buy one, is anywhere between $60 and like $300 or $400 depending on the size you need, and our space is kind of large. I decided to just make a frame for around it, and it cost me 20 bucks. If your mirror is smaller than mine, then it'll cost you even less than that, which is super affordable, and it doesn't require a ton of tools. It's not super complicated, and it'll probably take you at most an hour to put completely together from start to finish. It is so easy. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video and enjoy this process. If you find it helpful, be sure to like it and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I absolutely love to have you become part of my family here. I love to inspire and motivate you to build things and create things and just live a happy life. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell, that way you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Alrighty, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with this DIY.
So the type of wood I'm using is pine. I will be using 1x4s. You want 2 of them cut at the same length, and you'll want another 2 cut at the same height. And then I'm using 1x2s to trim it out, and then you want 2 at the same length and then 2 at the same height as before. I am going to be using 2 different types of stain. I'm using Jacobsen and then driftwood. I'll be using the Varathane just triple coat for sealing it, a drill, some sandpaper and 80 grit, some glasses for some eye protection, and then I have these 4-pack of wall brackets. They are like the L shape, but they're flat. And then I'm using some flat black paint or matte, and then I'm using a clear enamel sealer for it since it will be in a moisture area. I will be using a nail gun, but you can use nails and a hammer, and then some power grip and a level. So here I'm taking my boards and laying them out on the ground, seeing the height that I need. I've taken my measurements already in the bathroom mirror area, and then I'm figuring out what length I will need those a distance apart from each other, and then I will tell me exactly what my inner mark will be. And then I make my mark on my wood, and then I'm using my cutoff saw. If you don't have a saw, do not worry. The hardware store will cut all of your boards for you if you know the lengths that you need, and then they'll fit in your car a whole lot easier as well. And then most of the time they do it for free. If anything, they'll charge you maybe 25 cents after the 3rd cut or so. Here I'm taking my cut, placing it in between. That way I can get my outside trim piece for the length I will need for that. And I'm putting that, it'll be a 1x2, and here I'm just putting it on there, making sure I have the desired length. Next, you're going to want to sand down your boards, getting off all of the frayed edges from cutting and any rough spots, making sure they're nice and smooth. And this is my cute little helper. A driftwood stain color and adding that to my boards. I like the mixture of the Jacobsen and the driftwood color together. It just makes a really nice color and I like it. You can use whatever color stain you want. Mine is by the brand Minwax. Now when you are staining, you're going to want to make sure you use a cloth and some sort and do a nice even strokes. And on the back side, I end up doing, you can do the full back side, but you want to at least do one side of the edge, because when you're placing it on the mirror, you will see that later on. Then I'm going to spray my brackets black. That way those can dry while I'm doing the rest of the wood. Once your wood has dried and everything, then I'm taking my Varathane triple thick sealer and I'm sealing up the boards since it is in a moisture buried area, and plus I like it because it's easier to dust and everything else. Then once those brackets are dry, then I'll take my clear enamel sealer and go ahead and spray those and let those babies dry. Now you'll notice on the board I only stained one end. That is the end that will be facing the mirror, because you will see a slight reflection in the mirror. It does sound weird, but you'll understand when you put the boards up to the mirror that you see just inwards of them. So you can see how I've stained all of the ones that'll be closest to the inside of the mirror. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my boards and add them on for the trim pieces. You do not have to have any trim pieces at all, so you can kind of see a visual with a top trim piece or none at all. It's completely up to you. I like the way it looks. And so all I'm doing is flipping my board up, adding my trim piece the side I wanted. Now on the trim pieces I stained all 4 sides of it, since it is open and exposed on all 4 sides. Then go ahead and take your nail and hammer or your nail gun and start nailing that together. It is really simple, doesn't take much time at all, and you'll do that to all 4 sides. Now if you wanted to, you could completely nail this all together if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave it as 4 separate pieces because I didn't want to take down the shelving that is in my bathroom already, and you can see how it will look with the brackets on there. I really like the way this is coming out. Whatever you're deciding to use, and spread that kind of in an S shape all the way around on the boards, because that is going to seal it onto the mirror itself. Press it onto the mirror, get your level, and make sure it is level, and then you're going to continue doing that with all of the boards. And here you can see on the trim pieces on the sides, I'm adding it to each area. That way it kind of glues itself together, because as you can see here, I can't nail it in because of the walls. If you have a smaller mirror, you can do that. Then I'm just taking some painter's tape and placing that on there just as an extra hold. Tape that all the way around, and you get a good visual of what you need to do here. And then I just let that sit actually overnight. You don't have to, but I did because it was late. Then I'm just taking off all of my tape, and then I will be taking my brackets. And I actually, since the brown tile, was thinking maybe of taking my trim piece and painting that black just to add a little bit more contrast, but we might be changing out the tile, so we will see. It goes in, it's really simple, and it goes completely together. Again, this is just decorative, it's not really doing much, even though it is holding it together now. And I just do that all the way around the mirror. Next, I'm just taking some matte black paint, and I'm just putting that onto the screws. Now you can spray your screws outside as well, but I find that when you drill them in, it loses some of the coverage, so I just waited to paint them at the end. So we were all done. Here is the before one more time, and here is the after. I think it looks really good. I know there's a lot of brown going on. We're going to address the tile here shortly, but I really like the way the frame came out. This would be beautiful for a full-length mirror in the rest of your house. It doesn't have to be per se in your bathroom, but it's super easy, and for about 15 to 20 bucks you can have a beautiful mirror frame, and it doesn't cost you much at all to do that. And it was a really fun DIY. I know I'm going to have a lot of questions about this greenery right here. It's from Hobby Lobby. It just comes as a nice full pick, and it's $6.50 if you buy it on sale. And then the shelf bracket as well is from Hobby Lobby for, I believe, $10 on sale. This sign I made, you can find that in my Etsy shop, or just send me an email or hit me up on IG and I'll gladly give you a quote. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.